Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you guys.
Scotty Bonin with you guys.
We are the
Blood Brothers.
And
what?
And
Carmelo Chimera.
We are watching A Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know if that's cicadas in the background or if it's like an instrument.
They filmed this boiler room stuff in the boiler room of like an abandoned prison, I think it was.
Yeah, I read that.
And they found out like 2 days later, I guess it got shut down because it was full of asbestos.
Yeah.
My old note is making more sense. Just says, kicked the lamb. So someone must have kicked the lamb in the butt. Wow. Written and directed by Wes Craven just popped on the screen.
There's Johnny Depp as Glenn. First film.
I was thinking about the music in this because you kind of just heard the tune a bit ago. It's nowhere near as like everywhere the way the Halloween theme is or like the Exorcist theme. I think those are like really famous themes you hear a lot. But this theme is still instantly recognizable to me. It's still really creepy. And when I hear it, I'm instantly transported.
It's a goodie.
I guess what I'm saying is it's underrated. I think it's relative to the other themes, it's underrated.
I have a note here that Johnny Depp and Heather always mixed up their jeans.
What she's about to see here, this is the long arms, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's two guys with fishing poles on either side holding them up and Robert Englund walking down the middle.
That's cool.
But in my notes, I have that it's a small actor. There's two conflicting things going on here.
I thought it was like a 4-foot tall actor with long, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes. But then I read somewhere else that it was fishing poles. Yeah, there's the short actor. There's the short actor.
Yeah.
Why did they replace him with a short actor?
It was a union thing. They had to have at least one.
I think they made him look small and then bigger. I don't know.
In there.
Every population has to be represented on set.
Yep.
Oh man, that's gross. I forgot about that one.
All right, Freddy gets Tina.
I got it. Halloween.
Oh, the lamp throw.
Oh,
that hurt. That looks like it hurts a lot when it hits him on the head. That really sells this to me. So this whole room is on a gimbal that they built. There's guys like manually cranking this thing to turn this room so that it looks like she's actually on the floor right now, but it's upside down. Kind of like when we reviewed The Fly, and there's the room that spins to make Jeff Goldblum walk up walls. This sells the movie, right? Because it's early enough in this where it was creepy, but then this is truly bloody and violent and very original. Yeah. Her moving up the wall is very weird.
Yeah,
crazy.
But then of course they had sunk like 50 grand of their not very large budget into that room. So they were like, what else can we do with that room? And I'll point it out when we get there.
God, I miss those khakis that are just baggy on girls.
Who is this like 30-year-old man sitting in front of Nancy? Looks like a grad student.
I did read that obviously all of the high school kids are in their 20s, the actors that played them. And the ironic line is that Nancy says, she looks in the mirror and says, I look like I'm 20. And she actually is 20 in that. Yeah, Ty said earlier that the body bag scenes freaked him out. And I remember those as a kid too when I was about 10 years old watching this.
Yeah, that is really scary.
This is a vivid scene from when I was like 11 years old.
Yeah.
We used to watch this at my cousin Kathleen's house.
Oh, there it is.
Oh. And then we would just like be scared all night.
I remember
watch that movie again.
Because he had the whole series, we'd watch it, and my aunt and uncle didn't care, and we would sleep with the lights on the whole time and still just be freaked out. Johnny Depp was terrified of this, and he kept forgetting his lines, so he kept going over and over again, and just was hoping he would say the right thing. And I know they had to reshoot a lot of his stuff because he was just nervous, his first role, and it was horror. But he pulled it off.
Wardrobe is from Kmart. Nike donated all the shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So here's the thing I never understood about this, and I try real hard to make these things make sense, but she burns herself to get out of the dream. But how come Freddy can hurt them?
It seems like Freddy can't hurt him in the dream. He like comes into the world like when Tina got slashed in the bed.
Yeah, she's not really asleep at that point, right?
Yeah. Maybe Freddy can hurt you in the dream, and you can't wake up. But if you hurt yourself in it, you wake up. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's the answer.
What if Freddy gives you a wet dream?
Yeah, how come he doesn't use his powers for good?
Yep. See, there's the bottomless bathtub. With this, they did black plastic around like a bottomless pool.
It's very scary.
Yeah, it is.
And she's still hanging around in the Walmart bag.
The body bag. There's the worms. Okay, got it.
And I guess it's like oatmeal or like pancake batter or something like that.
There's conflicting stories.
I think it works, but I think the problem is you can see the holes that she's gonna step into.
I just don't see what the effect does.
Oh, wake up. Wake up, Glenn.
I didn't get to watch horror movies as a kid because my mom wouldn't let me. So the first of any Freddy movie I ever saw. Like I would see like commercials for this on VHS tapes. That would scare me. But I didn't see a Freddy movie till I saw Freddy versus Jason in 2003.
What?
And then I got hooked and I went back and rewatched them all.
So he's wearing this half-cut shirt that
It's a
normally
jersey.
you would wear if you were playing football. You used to wear that back in the day, cut your shirt off because it would only need to cover where your pads went. But he doesn't look like a football player to me. She needs a new bandage on that arm. I mean, that thing's bleeding way too much for it to be.
Probably could have got stitches when she was in the hospital for
Yeah,
it.
that effects guy was probably just like, let's really doctor this up.
Isn't it where she burned herself too, but like on the inside?
The mom sneaking. What is that? What's she sneaking? That looks like
has to be vodka.
That bottle looks frozen though.
Out of the freezer.
It does. Well, that's her frozen linen closet where she keeps her
What
ice
the
cold.
fuck?
Oh, she has
There's
an ice pack in there.
no-
Why is she
Nothing sa-
hiding the alcohol? Hiding it from who? Like
I'd
it's
say
not like-
nothing.
I guess
nothing-
John
nothing
Saxon.
says you're a
It's
secret
alcohol.
alcoholic like chugging vodka in the hallway where everybody can see you.
Here comes the phone mouth. The phone mouth is about to. Oh,
Tongue
not,
through the
not
phone.
quite yet.
The phone
care.
isn't plugged in. How's it
I don't
ringing?
have.
Can I get a
the
timestamp?
time!
Oh, so this is
Nostalgic
the
for-
room. This is the room again, where they trying to figure out how to use this room that could flip upside down. So then they start pumping this room full of red water, which throws off the weight. And I guess the room spun out of control and sprayed blood all over the set. And they all go running for the hills.
Yeah,
So
this looks
sweet.
really good.
Bro, this is real
This-
blood. That's
Well,
spinning
it's not
right
real
now.
blood.
Well, it's red water. That's what I'm gonna say. Red water.
Real movie blood.
Percent.
So this drives me crazy in this movie and in every movie where they do this. Whenever they give a time limit, like, oh, it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and it's way longer than that in real life, let alone in movie time. And that's and right here. She tells her dad, come in 20 minutes. So then she sets up all these fucking booby traps and has a goodbye conversation with her mom, all in 20 fucking minutes. It would take 20 minutes to file through that light bulb. Give me a fucking
Oh yeah,
break.
yeah. She does all this. This should take like 2 hours.
This is the Home Alone sequence.
Well, in that movie, he does it pretty fast too, but at least they don't come out and say, like, oh, he did it in 30 minutes. Like, they just let the montage do the
I'd be
work.
more
Yeah.
afraid of the Wet Bandits.
That's right.
Yeah. I just don't know where she found all this energy to do all this when Chucky scared me way more than Freddy.
Get out of
way.
town.
Because he could hide under stuff.
Yeah,
No,
but
no.
Freddy gets you in your dreams.
Yeah, I take so much Benadryl and melatonin, though. I don't think Freddy could.
He still would find you. He'll find you. You can't get away from him. That hammer that she puts up as a booby trap hanged above Craven's studio door. I was just reading there was 500 gallons of fake blood used during this.
There's
What?
only 2 or 3 things in this movie that don't work for me.
The script.
The acting is okay. Some of them are okay.
For this movie
but
we're watching.
it's the fucking ending,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about in a minute because there's some interesting stories there. But that ending is just fucking awful.
So is this an out of service boiler in her house? I mean,
Yeah, I was about to say, is
Yeah,
this
right?
You know, who has a giant cast iron boiler?
her house doesn't look that old.
I mean, this
I
is a
don't know.
dream part, so you could forgive whatever. But they're
I
down
guess
there
that's true.
earlier, and the mother was keeping the fucking glove, the murder evidence in that furnace.
Yeah.
So
Well,
True.
now we're in the jail.
Yeah, now
right?
we're in the jail.
I like this that she's like going deeper and deeper and just going like further and
Yeah.
further down. Like it feels very dreamlike to just like descend into the subconscious.
Like
you know?
like you're
Why
Why
dreaming-
wouldn't he just come get her?
Yeah, it is dreamlike too though.
He's
You're like
toying with her,
dreaming,
Rob.
you walk in your basement and you just
He
keep
doesn't
going
have to
down,
toy
down,
with
down.
anybody.
Well, he does though, Rob, because his power comes from their fear of him. If they don't fear him, they can't.
Well, she
kill him.
obviously fears him.
But does she? Because she came here to kick his ass now. So
Yeah,
like,
she's got a sledgehammer waiting.
She has her
Rob.
house rigged.
Oh,
it's
so,
definitely a
alarm
staple
can wake you
every
up.
Christmas.
An alarm can wake you up. Aren't there other parts where people are trying to like slap people awake and it's not working?
Yeah, they really lean into the how deep people sleep as the series goes on. What it takes for me to go to sleep, man, if Freddy was coming, he got me.
She is. See, now Freddy has crossed over into her room, into her world.
You just ran into her head first.
Coffee pot.
oh man.
Okay, here comes the tripwire.
And really, he's outmatched because he's used to hunting like little kids, and he's
Yeah.
used to having superpowers. Now he is, you know.
Right after he gets
full-blown.
hit with the hammer, it should switch to a clip of Macaulay Culkin going, "Yes."
Like, fuck this cop because that light bulb just exploded. If he's not worried by the screaming girl while there's a murder investigation going on.
It's a good thing she took the time to turn that light bulb
Yeah, they're
off
just
because he would
across
have
the
never
street,
known.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like,
and then
they're
the
like
light bulb
30
just
feet
exploded
away.
with gunpowder.
And I always
So there's
keep
the big boiler
gasoline
still.
in
There's
just
still a
a,
big-
So that's a gasoline, kerosene or gasoline.
Yeah, so this is a famous stuntman, I guess, who loves getting set on fire, and he they do a couple takes here, but you're supposed to lie down when you're done, and then they call cut and they put you out. But he ran all the way up the stairs and he wasn't supposed to. And then after he falls here, I don't know if they used the take, but he gets back up and tries one more time to run up the stairs. He just wouldn't stop. Yeah, he just kept going, and they were like, "Please stop."
But they got it. So maybe
they got it. But that last part where he lays down, that's him saying, "Okay, put me out." Yeah, see, this is what you do when a murderer's on the loose and girls scream. You go running.
Maybe if more people try the handle.
The mom locked the whole house up.
The handle was hot, honey. What the heck?
It looked like he was trying to pull on it, but then it just opened in.
You know he's got to be pissed from the smoke damage in that house.
That's all he cares about. He's like, let me get in there and open the windows.
Yeah, look at the carpet. It's ruined.
Yeah.
Nobody follow the fiery footprints.
Why are the guys still in the other room?
The cops in this have got to be probably as bad as Halloween.
Uh-oh. Mother.
Oh, yeah, these cops are worthless.
Oh, my mother got what she deserved.
There we are. Yeah, the mother. Yeah, but
that reminds me of Poltergeist.
I mean, I guess going into the bed is kind of a cool effect, but this like doll of the mother is.
So you look at John Saxon. He just no remorse. Thank
His
God.
ex-wife, though. He doesn't care about her.
He's like,
yeah,
thank
ex-wife, right?
God.
He's like, oh, that's weird.
Did you see that puppet get sucked into the bed?
Yeah, but that was my wife. God, what the heck?
Did you see that puppet that looked kind of like my ex-wife get sucked into the bed?
Ty said she went up so quick because of all the vodka.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So they filmed a bunch of endings to this movie, and they couldn't agree on which one to use, and they kept
Jason
playing around with
Blum, too.
it. They did a happy ending. They did the ending we're going to see in a minute. But apparently, Bob Shea told the editor, like, I don't care, whatever, use whatever ending you want. And then they were holding a screening for Paramount, and they're like, this is it. We got to get this movie picked up by Paramount, or we're going to go bankrupt. And Bob Shea called the editor, who was still editing the movie, and he was like, hey, what ending did you use? And he's like, oh, the happy ending. And Bob Shea's like, no, it's got to be the one where she gets sucked through the door. I told the president of Paramount, and he loved it. You got to get it. And so they're in the middle of the movie. He calls up the studio, and they're like, you got to bring that reel of film over. And they bring the reel of film over, and he's going to, like, cut it onto the film while it's playing. But he's not going to make it by, like, a few minutes. So they stop the movie for, like, 2 or 3 minutes right in the middle. And sure enough, Paramount passed on it, and they think that's why, because it killed the pacing to do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's terrible.
God, so what was the original ending? The better ending?
I don't know which one Wes Craven wanted, but there was one where Freddy's driving the car at the end and drives them off. And there's another where, like, it's just a happy ending. And I think that's the one Craven wanted. This ending I hate because, one, I don't get it. And two, the doll is terrible.
That pulls through the door.
Yeah, it's awful. It's the worst effect in any. The fact that it doesn't ruin this movie is a testament to how good the rest of this movie is.
Yeah, yeah. I wish they would have done a different ending, but I guess it's kind of cool.
My only theory here is that what we see after this is the mother's dream.
Yeah. So what was him like fading through her? Like why couldn't he kill her?
Because she doesn't fear him anymore.
Oh,
right?
But she didn't fear him at all. Like this last fight scene, because she was fighting him, she wasn't scared of him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She was screaming for her dad to come help to get him, I think, but I don't know if she was fearful.
If only I could not be afraid of my mother's alcoholism, then she would be cured.
I mean, it's cool in principle.
And all the schoolmates are back alive, driving off together. Oh, there's a Freddy top.
But they do this a lot throughout all these films. You never know if it's real or not.
Oh, that reminds me. So the original ending of the movie is Nancy wakes up. The whole movie was a nightmare.
Oh.
That's why the movie's called A Nightmare on Elm Street. The movie's the nightmare that she has, and that's it.
So
that's
it's just really the cliched, it was all a dream.
Yeah, it was all a nightmare. It was the original ending.
This was all nightmare, yeah. Oh, the head.
Yeah.
The legs look okay.
Oh my God, why even show that? Could've
See,
just
the head is bad, but the legs were okay. If they
what
just
about the arm? He's got like a blow.
The arm was
arm.
bad.
Yeah.
The arm looked like a stuffed doll.
But yeah, I mean, it would have been cool. Like she just waves and then they just drive off. That's it. And then you
Well,
see
it
the
still
kid.
kind of ends as just a nightmare because, like,
Yeah.
you would not think that was real.
Yeah, exactly. But then you just see the kids, the freaky kids jump roping, and that would have been perfect.
For a
Oh,
reason.
it's still one of my
It's just-
favorites.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
just a little flawed.
Well, thanks for joining us, you guys.
Hope
Happy
this
Halloween,
peps up your
everybody.
Halloween.
And sweet dreams, everyone.
See you next time. Thanks so much for joining us.